Hello there, this is Ajit Navlakha. In today's video, we are talking about how to grow your life coaching business. Now, if you're a life coach, you know one of the key things that you need to do right now is to grow your business. While, yes, you want to create impact in people's life, while, yes, you might be a really good life coach already, growing a business is a whole different ballgame, right? You need to have some kind of business intelligence, you need to have some business understanding, and that is why I wanted to address the topic of growing your life coaching business. You see, one of the key factors that I've found in growing my own life coaching business and my own business around coaching is that growing a business has a lot to do with, yes, business tactics and business strategies, but there are some underlying principles that if they are not in place, no business strategy and no business playbook is going to work for you. Let me ask you something. How many times have you gone ahead and bought a business course for your life coaching business and tried the strategies, implemented them to some degree, and they didn't work for you? You've tried a business strategy and you're like, yeah, I tried it, but it worked for that gal and it worked for that guy, but why did it not work for me? It seems like they have so many testimonials. Why is it not working? Well, that is where these underlying principles that are actually way more important than any other business strategy is so crucial. Let me give you these principles and also give you some empowering questions that may help you rethink about how you're thinking about growing your coaching business. All right, let's get started. The first thing that is very important to grow your coaching business is to design your coaching business to fit your ambitions and your needs. The most common mistake that we do as human beings is that we look at our lives in comparison to somebody else. It's an unconscious thing. We have always wanted and have done that because that's how we stayed alive. That's how we learned about what to do in society, is by watching other people. That's how we learn as kids. But what happens because of this analogical thinking or comparative thinking from somebody else is we forget our individuality. We forget that we are, while we learn from others, we are a unique being, which means anything that works for somebody else may or may not work for us because of nuances that are so unique to us. You see, when you are creating a business plan based on somebody else's suggestion, when you are creating a business strategy based on somebody else's suggestion without considering yourself and your ambitions, you unconsciously create a resistance in your body and in your actions. This is why when you learn from somebody else and you try to implement in your business, you very often don't actually follow through in the consistent way that you ideally should if you wanted to create the outcomes that you wanted to. This is why sometimes we find ourselves in a place where we say, I've invested so much on all these different business courses. I have learned so much, but for some reason, even when I know I should implement them, I don't implement the ideas, or I give up on those ideas, or I feel everybody's just selling me something, nobody's giving me a real answer. None of that is true. The reason these ideas don't work for you, the reason why you don't follow through is because when you listen to a coach or a trainer, you heard them in a way where you thought you have to do step by step, exactly as they say, to replicate their success. That's not how success works. You don't step by step follow someone. You find your authentic self. You use their learning to educate yourself and then build on top of it so you can maintain your authentic self, maintain your own ambition, maintain your own goals. And so you're never comparing as to where you are compared to somebody else's journey, but being more cognizant and aware of where your journey is. And that is the first principle of growing your coaching business. Growing your coaching business is not about how far you have come compared to somebody else. Growing your coaching business is about how far you want to go and have come in comparison to yourself. What is it that is authentic to you? What is it that is present to you? What is it that is really honest to you? Because when it's honest, you're going to take action. When it's honest, you're going to create progress. When it's honest, you will be resilient. When it's honest, you will find success faster. I want you to ask yourself this question. What if I could create anything? What if everything was a possibility? What is it that I would create in my life? And what is it that I would create in my career? Ask yourself this question from a place of pure potential, because you are pure potential. When you will ask that question, after taking away all the noise around you, after taking away all the suggestions around you, just by being present to what you really want, who you really want to be, you will find that the answer will feel good. And because it will feel good, you will take action towards it. And when you will take action towards it, you will find growing your coaching business, growing your life coaching business is going to be significantly easier. The second principle to growing your life coaching business is to make something work or fail. We all have so many tabs open at any given time. We're working on 5, 10 different ideas. And while it may seem like that's just how we are passionate individuals, and yes, you are passionate, when you're working on 5 to 10 different ideas at any given time, you're not really evaluating each of the idea to the greatest capacity it can. You're not providing it the energy that it requires for it to work or to fail. You want to reject the ideas that didn't work and select the ideas that did work as quickly as possible so you can find your winning playbook as quickly as possible. Most of the ideas, most of the strategies that you will implement in your coaching business will fail. It's the truth about business. It's the truth that very few people will tell you. Most things fail. Some things work. But when some things work and you double down on them, it works like magic after that. This is the same secret I've learned about building an education business, building a coaching business, building any kind of business. Trying a lot of ideas is a good idea, but one at a time, so it can either win or fail. Win or fail. The idea is to go through a lot of ideas to find the one that really wins. So ask yourself, what are the 5 ideas I'm going to try in sequence, so one after another, so I can either find a winning idea or I can find all the ideas that are going to fail. Now here is the caveat. When the 5th ideas fail, don't stop. Keep going. Find the next 5 ideas that will either win or lose. And keep trying till the time you find one idea that really worked. It is so fascinating. Recently, I've been studying many platforms. And one of the platforms I was studying recently is called TikTok. You may or may not have heard about it. But TikTok is this new platform where people are doing like dance videos and so forth. So I was like, I don't know if this will be relevant for coaches. But then coincidentally, I said, okay, let me search for life coaching on this platform, see if anything shows up. And I see this one coach that has like 1 million followers. And all she's doing is sharing her ideas about how you can make your life better. Now, if I was to just think about, would that be the first platform I would choose? Probably not, from my understanding of things. But this coach was able to figure it out and found herself on this channel and crushing it. Now, if you look at the presence of this particular coach, because I had never heard of her before, if you look at the presence on other platforms, you would not find her. You would not find her on Instagram to have a big following. You won't find her on Facebook to have a big following. You will find her on podcasts, but a really small following. But on TikTok, she's crushing it. And the reason is because she's being authentic. And that platform has worked for us. She, of course, has tried all the other platforms because you could see her profile everywhere. But the platform that really worked was that one. So my question to you is not to think about what works for whom. Find what works for you, but make it either work or fail, because then once it works, you can double down on it. So ask yourself, what are the 5 ideas that you want to pursue so you can find the ones that didn't work and find the one eventually that did work. The third principle that you want to remember to grow your coaching business is that you have to get past your bull and charge your real fee. The reason why I say that is so important is because I've found life coaches especially doubt their potential and compare their fee as to what feels comfortable to them or what feels right in context of their own value. You see, as coaches or as human beings, we're always working on our self-esteem. We're always working on our value that we place on ourselves. It's easier for us to see value in other people. It's hard for us to see value in ourselves. And this is lifelong work. We will constantly be working on it. There will be never a time where you will be able to charge your worth because your worth is so high. You're not able to see it and you're discounting yourself all the time, and that's why you're underpricing yourself. Here's a question I have for you. If you truly want to charge what is honest fee for your work, is ask yourself this question. What is the value? What is the financial value of the outcome that my client is going to experience because of the work we do? What is the value of somebody feeling more confident? What is the value of a healed relationship? What is the value of letting go of past trauma and challenges and bad programming that we have had? It's tremendous. So don't wonder what your value is. Wonder what the value of your outcome is. So get past your bullshit and don't worry about charging your worth. Charge the worth of the outcome that your client experiences as a consequence of the work together with you. The fourth principle is to make a business plan. How many of us as life coaches, and I'm sure your friends are like this, right? Where you are in a reactive mode pretty much all the time. You're always going, oh, what can I do today? and you are building your life coaching business pretty much as a reaction to society. Oh, where can I go today? Where can I find clients today? What ads can I run today? What content can I post today? It's always a reaction, right? It's always, what is it that I can do today based on what's happening around me, based on how my energy is today. And that's just not the right way of building any business. A business is built on the back of a business plan. Now, I'm not saying some complicated Silicon Valley type business plan. I'm saying a simple business plan, a plan that suggests that every day you have to show up in a particular way to deliver to your clients, to enroll clients, to present to clients, to create engagement in your conversation, to get referrals. You need to create a business plan that allows growth proactively. You cannot build a business on reaction. You have to build a business on proactive action. So here are the 4 elements I want you to consider in your business plan. Take a piece of paper and write these 4 elements. The first column, you're going to write conversations, which simply means who is it that I'm going to have a conversation with? What platforms I'm going to have conversations in? Conversations is where coaching or coaches get to really shine. When you're in conversation with someone, when you are bringing your true self and full self to a conversation, you will find the people are generally impressed. They are like, wow, this person can change my life. Which brings me to the second column, which is enrollment. What is it that I'm going to do on a daily basis to create enrollment? Conversations will lead to further openings for people to be wanting to have an enrollment with you. So make a column and write down, what am I going to do today? What am I going to do this week, next week, and the week after to create enrollments? Column 3, make my clients feel the full impact of working with me. How is it I'm going to lead this transformation in their life so well that they are going to be amazed to work with me and want to work with me all the time? And then last column, I want you to write down, how am I getting referred? How is it that people are knowing about me? Because of the work that I do. Not because of marketing that I can do, but because of the work I can do. When you take all these 4 columns and start filling in for week after week, month after month, what are you doing? Day after day, what are you doing? You will find that you will have a proactive playbook to grow your business. One of my clients had sent me a note a few years ago where he said, Ajit, the one thing that completely changed my business, and this was a business that was already kind of successful. One thing that completely changed my business that you did on day 1 with me was to sit down with me and help me make a business plan. I had never thought of making a business plan because I thought that was for MBAs. I thought that was for some, when you're presenting to Silicon Valley and you are trying to get an investment. And you sat down with me and said, no, you need a business plan. And that's the first thing that you get, a business plan, a marketing plan, something that keeps you into proactive action. And that one thing already had grown my business by 30% by the time our coaching engagement even started. And that is what I want for you. I want you to experience 30, 40, 50% of growth in your business just because you watched this video. And if you have a business plan and you follow through on it, which is very important, you will see that your business will grow because you are not going to wait for the world to tell you what you should do. You will proactively take action that will create progress in your career and in your business. And the last principle that I want to leave you with is that you have to stay curious. You have to stay in the mode of learning. When you stop learning as an individual, when you stop your curiosity, when you stop wondering how something works, it takes away creativity from your brain and it actually creates boredom in your life and your business creation. And when you're not being creative and you're not all juiced up because you're so curious and interested in learning and getting new data all the time, suddenly you will find that your business starts to plateau. And when it starts to plateau, it is a sign that it's soon about to dip, because there is no version of business where you plateau a business. Plateau is just an early sign that your business is about to crash. The business must always keep growing. Your business must always keep growing. If it's getting comfortable, get uncomfortable. Stay curious, stay present, and keep learning. So those are the 5 principles that you want to keep in mind to grow your life coaching business. No business playbook, no business strategy, no business gimmick is going to grow your business as much as these 5 principles will if you stayed present to them and if you followed them day in and day out. Which of these principles have you not used in your life coaching business just now? Share with me in the comment section below. Which are the principles that you're excited about, that you're going to implement right after this video to grow your life coaching business? I would love to see it in the comment section below. If you like what I shared, go ahead and hit that like button. If you would like your friends to know about this, hit that share button. And if you haven't, for some reason, not subscribed to this channel, go ahead and hit that red subscribe button so I can send you a wonderful notification inside your YouTube platform for you to watch the next video that will come out next week. Thank you so much for watching. This is Ajit Navlakha, and you are watching this on EverCoach.